All right, everybody. I've heard about this situation, like, constantly referenced the last couple days, but I genuinely don't know the nitty-gritty of what happened here. My general understanding is, like, a YouTuber, I guess, paid a porn artist to make a self-insert Hazbin Hotel, I guess not porn video, judging off of what chat's been saying here, but, like, a pretty suggestive, cringe self-insert video of some kind. I actually don't know. I've got a Saberspark video here that chat sent me called "This Guy Spent $50,000 for a Hazbin Hotel AMV." I've watched a fair amount of Saberspark. I'm subbed to him, so, you know, I highly recommend you guys go check him out. I'm obviously not going to be critiquing this video, so we're not going to be watching all of it. I just want to get the general gist of the situation. And I highly recommend you guys go check out the original video and drop some support, please. It has copyrighted music. Well, that's inevitable. I am inevitable. Let's watch.
Well, I did not wake up this morning expecting to talk about this subject, but
is this the video?
Here we are. Yeah. This entire situation is a complete and utter confusing rabbit hole. Look, I just spent the last hour.
Okay, so it's not porn, it's just cringe. Okay, you know what? I admit, this is a far less, like, gooner-ass, degenerate story than I was expecting it to be, you know? I was genuinely expecting this to be worse. I feel like, the video being as cringe as it obviously already is aside, the fact that he spent $50,000 on a video, I feel like it's worse that he spent $50,000 on not porn. Am I making sense here? I feel like if it was porn, it would be less cringe. This is one of those situations where, like, someone walks in on you and you're not watching porn, you're doing something somehow more embarrassing than that. And so, like, they ask what you were doing and you use watching porn as an excuse. Like, you tab into porn when they walk in to hide whatever embarrassing thing you're doing, right? That I feel like it's one of those situations. This would be less cringe if it was porn. This is 50K, not porn cringe, and I hate it. If he wanted to pick of lesbians so bad, he could have bought a Subaru with that money. I'm sure you were getting at something there, Wingo.
Hour and a half on my Twitch trying to decipher and research and investigate what's going on, but it's like super confusing. It just grows more and more confusing. To provide some context, the situation here is about this hideaway AMV, and let me explain what that is. There's a YouTube channel by the name of Verbalaze. It features this guy who does something called cartoon beatbox battles, and the story goes that he spent $50,000 on essentially an animated Hazbin Hotel AMV. This AMV was around 3 minutes long. Almost.
Wait, have I heard of this guy before? I think I might have heard of this YouTuber before. That's the crazy thing. He sounds familiar now. The cartoon beatbox videos? Yeah, I've seen those. No shot, dude. He's that guy. Oh my god. You know what's actually... Okay, I don't mean to insult the artist who made this. I get that they... are animating, and animation is hard, and this is certainly not the worst animation I've seen, but, like... This looks like Hazbin Hotel made in Flash. By... Like... By a kid. Or like, this screenshot looks like it was drawn in paint. Like, I guess in motion, maybe it doesn't look as bad because, you know, animation's hard, but yeah, because it is. I don't mean to sound mean.
2D animated, and again, allegedly cost $50,000 to make. And the weird thing is that, like, a few days ago, this popped up on Twitter. Folks were like, whoa, look at this AMV for Hazbin Hotel. And I saw it, I'm like, what's the story behind this? Oh, it's the guy from the cartoon.
Oh, people thought it was, like, official? What the fuck?
Beatbox YouTube channel, which again is not a small channel. It's a very popular channel. We'll talk more about that here in a second. But like, Why is his cartoon avatar running from Charlie? What's going on here? Why is Charlie chasing him down? What's happening here? What was the purpose of this animated short? And I'm like, did he put this up on his channel? Because Verbalate's his YouTube channel is mostly like a bunch of iconic like characters beatboxing against one another. Groot versus Pennywise, or Thanos versus Patrick. These videos are so, like, I'd say infamous, but, you know, popular, such good meme energy.
Crossover
that
event
I see a lot of these
cinematic
beatboxing
history.
like clips being used for shitpost. And I'm like, okay, so that's the guy from those videos. What's he doing here with Charlie? Was this on his channel? So I went to go look for it. I couldn't find it anywhere, at least a good copy. I found like this 360p version on YouTube. It was like, you know, really low quality, and I couldn't find anything anywhere else. It was a complete and utter.
Did he expect what did he expect? Is my question here, right? Because like this guy dropped 50 grand on a self-insert music video where he's being sexually harassed by a character who is canonically a lesbian, and he's a big YouTuber, and his self-insert avatar is exactly the same as the one from his viral YouTube channel. It's been made and posted publicly. He didn't mean for it to be posted. Unfortunately, it was leaked. So it was leaked. Okay. I guess that's... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They just didn't expect it to leak, because before I was assuming this got posted publicly somewhere, and I was like, did he expect this to get, like, not get out? And if he did expect it to get out, what did he expect people's reaction to this to be? Because there's no denying he's not the one behind it. So this was never supposed to be public? That sucks. Yeah. Yeah, but now it is, and now we all get to have an opinion on it, okay? Those are the rules. Those are the rules. That's how it works.
Mystery. So of course I was hooked. I'm like, what happened here? There's got to be a story. And the story goes with quite a few alleged claims. One, that this bankrupt...
She's not a lesbian. She's canonically bisexual. Well, she's canonically in a lesbian relationship, and that makes her lesbian presently, okay? That's how that works, right? No, it's not. It's not how it works. That's a joke.
The guy's channel. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean bankrupt? Did he declare bankruptcy? Is that a term that's being loosely thrown around? Let's dig more into that.
No, yeah.
I said. And I looked, and the most I could figure out is, okay.
The end of Saber's video, when you see Saber on the screen, is very important with updated details. Ah, clipped? You got me, guys. Unironically, though, it might get clipped.
Learn here, so. But what do you all think? Tell me down below in the comments, and I'll...
Bisexuals need to pick a side.
Who remembers, like, when every time there would be, like just literally every week, maybe sometimes monthly, but usually every week, Twitter would just explode with some new discourse about whether, like, bi lesbians are valid? And it would always be, like, some post saying, just block me if you think bi lesbians are valid. And I just reply, like, okay. Because, like, if that's the kind of shit you're tweeting, you're probably just... like, even if you believe that, like, bi lesbian makes no sense and isn't real, the kind of people tweeting shit like that are just so unpleasant. They're such unpleasant people. Anyone who says, if you think blank is valid, unblock me, that, like, and it's a group that hurts nobody and does nothing wrong other than, like, keep to themselves and have, like, an identity or whatever. Like, I genuinely hate that shit. It's very common. It's a little bit like the true... It's like another layer of the true scum gatekeeping within the trans community, right? Within, like, the trans LGBT gay community, like, sphere, right? It's sort of more gatekeeping a little deeper in. There's always an area in that sphere that's being gatekept. It's just like, what level of gatekeeping are you on, you know?
See you all next time.
Okay, so the timing couldn't have been more, like, crazy and uncanny here.
What's the
update?
I
was just rendering my video, and I just got an update. I have a friend who's an animator, and I'm going to keep them anonymous, who actually hit me up, being like, hey, I see you're working on this. Here's some information. I was contacted by him to be the animator to do this project back in the day. And here's some emails and some, I guess, receipts to show what he was getting at. So confirmed. He had initially, I think he was aiming for
The Secret Charlie music video is going really, really well. I have a lot of professional animators working on it. Unfortunately, it cost me almost 50 grand, but it looks amazing so far. Check out the screenshots attached. Dog. Shit. 50 grand. There it is.
20 to 30,000, went up to 50,000, and that this video was never meant for his main channel. It was never meant to be anything that would give him a return on investment. This really was just a personal project, not business, but for his own.
The fact that it was personal and it wasn't porn and it was 50 grand, I think makes it sadder. If it was porn, I would not be giving him as much shit as I am if it was porn. I think it's genuinely more cringe that it presumably wasn't wank material. And if that is wank material for him, then that makes me even more concerned. Important tweet related to this. Let's see. Oh. Man, this is so sad. It is such a shame he ran out of money. We should all donate to him and see what he decides to do with the money. January 13th, 2024. Oh, it's a parody account. Okay, no. That's a parody account, dude. Dog, you fell for a parody account. It would be really funny if it was actually him who tweeted that like days before this came out, but that's a parody account.
His own, I guess, private selection as it goes, which seems to be the case because he had the video privated, and then in this correspondence,
he did get porn out of it. Yeah, you're right.
Buddy, you just spent $50,000, which is like the equivalent of a down payment for a nice home, and you don't know what you're doing with your final.
He could have bought a nice car, like not even like a beater used car. With 50 grand, he could have just straight up bought a pretty nice car. Unironically, that's what he could have bought instead.
Product. Because now I wonder, I feel that it was like, to him, a self-perceived righteous cause. Ah, yes, this previous music video was trash and not good. Mine's better. And also features an interracial couple, which, you know, that's totally fine and cool. But like the optics of just...
Wait, why is the interracial couple a factor? I mean, yeah, it is an interracial couple because Charlie's a demon and the YouTuber is a human. So by definition, it's certainly I mean, it's something more than interracial technically. But what is the meme going on here? I don't know. Fuck the car. He could have gotten a rental property and made money. That is true, dude. Like $50,000. Interspecies would be demon and human. Yeah, I don't know what you would call that. It's probably wrong though. He could have gotten a really nice kitchen. Yeah, he could have remodeled his house. He could have saved and invested, dude. Imagine if he invested in like, I don't know, like just some index fund or something like a year ago. He'd be in a good spot right now. 50K into like a good index fund a year ago, and you'd be in a good spot right now. Not crypto. That's. Do you know what an index fund is? It has nothing to do with crypto or Bitcoin. That's stocks. It stunks.
Taking the money and throwing it away, and then there's videos on your channel where you're like, the algorithm sucks, guys. The channel might be dying. I'm not doing so great. Your equivalent of the 50 grand could have been maybe 2 episodes of your own show that generates you money. So ultimately, it's confirmed that the guy didn't have a game plan. This was a personal project. He was just that, I guess, turned on for Charlie, and that seems to be the story.
Well, that's the thing, though, because if he was turned on, why wouldn't he could have dropped 50K on porn, self-insert, if he was horny. Why didn't he is my real question now. My real question now is why wasn't it porn? Is my real question now. Why wasn't it porn? I'm genuinely concerned and curious.
Bad management of resources and having an idea for a project that really doesn't give you anything back in return to such a high degree, high stakes. And also it seems that the entire question of was the Animator 15, nah, that didn't happen. That was just made up on Twitter. This was a team of professionals who he inquired and worked with ultimately. And that's still a bit of a mystery. I'm not sure who those people were, but he was vetting out well-seasoned professional animators initially to get this done. So it's very likely that.
How did he think this wouldn't leak? Did he really think with this many people being involved with something with a big YouTuber that's so embarrassing to leak that it wouldn't leak? What did he really expect this to not leak? He had so many opportunities through all of this to call it quits and not, you know, and he just was like, you know what? I'm confident this won't get out and it won't reflect poorly on me. Though, to be fair, he's probably benefiting from this. Like, people are trying to lie about it and make it sound worse than it is, like the animator was 15 or whatever, which is, of course, not true. But he didn't do anything wrong. It's a bit cringy, arguably a bit stupid if he really isn't, like, financially capable of affording such an expense. I mean, it's possible he's got tons of money and 50K is nothing to him. We don't know. But if it is true that he doesn't have a lot of money, then, you know, there's a few reasons to criticize it. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't ruin him or anything. Like, I really couldn't imagine people, like, unsubbing from him who otherwise supported him because of this, and I genuinely see the attention bringing more people to his audience and supporting him. Like just the attention might allow him to blow up if he plays his cards right and doesn't just get embarrassed and leave the internet. Like, if he capitalizes on this and owns it and makes it into a meme, he could really, like, gain a lot of success from it, you know? And he didn't get exposed for anything genuinely bad. No pedophilia, sexual harassment, or anything. Just something cringe. Something completely morally good, or morally good. I mean, morally neutral, legal, just cringe. But also really viral. So I think he could actually benefit from this if he plays his cards right. But I'm still really curious why it wasn't porn. Red pill people will say he's a cuck. So red pill people call everybody a cuck. Like, he will gain support. Like, if you get a lot of attention and you capitalize on it, yeah, a large percentage of people are going to hate you. But if even 10% of millions of people like you, that's a lot of fucking people, hundreds of thousands of people coming to support you. So it's usually worth it.
That's who eventually did this, were people who knew what they were doing, because again, that other was hearsay. So yeah, confirmed. This was just a crazy hell of a side project that ultimately cost him a lot of money and didn't give him much anything in return. What a weird story.
I think he could play it. I honestly think that if he plays his cards right, he could get a lot out of this. Maybe not a return on 50K, at least not fast, but maybe in the long run, he could potentially really benefit from it. Oh no. Zan, unfortunately, Verbalaze is transphobic. Aww. Well, this makes the situation a lot less funny. Transphobia beatbox. I don't know what that is. Then just like a bunch of beatboxing noises. Thanos says you will never be a woman. Thanos, let me show you how to gender. Forcing my transgender beam on all my friends. You know what's funny about these tweets? These could either be tweets from someone who's, like, being ironic, who's really trans positive, or tweets from somebody who's, like, really, really dumb and not even good at being transphobic. Like, it could really be either or, right? Because these are literally, like, the most cut out of context messages I've ever fucking seen. Like, these are the kind of jokes that I see trans people make to each other. Like, Thanos would say, "You'll never be a woman," is the kind of joke I feel like I'd hear, like, a trans friend say to another trans friend, where the joke is the villain is, like, the villain is Matt Walsh, you know? Thanos is Matt Walsh or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's just a dumb joke. Hard to say. Could definitely be, like, really bad transphobia. Oh, it's a troll? Is it a troll? Oh, yeah, this is the name of the person who posted it. Why are you doing this? I linked the wrong thing. Fuck. Zan, I linked the wrong thing. Here's the real one. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Okay, so supposedly this is real. Get woke, go broke. So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, lol. These are all posts from Verbalaze. It truly has. When I went to Disneyland in 2018, it was so cool to be there. I was showing Elsa and all the other characters my voice impressions. There was no preaching about gender and gay stuff, nothing. It was literally a family-friendly place. Even if the lines weren't long, they ruined the magical kingdom. It's real. If I was a parent, I would never take my kids here. A lot of parents are very upset with Disney. This is a person who said they identify as female. You can see why a lot of people have a problem with this. It's like, keep your personal beliefs to yourself, but don't confuse the kids who just are trying to be normal. Even if the kid likes a lot of boy stuff, still let them be normal. This isn't the thong picture, but I don't want to post that on here. I'm not even joking. Batman, but don't expect anybody to agree with your personal choices. That goes with anything, religion, politics, sports teams, etc. And that was my point also, volume warning.
You see, your identity is like the same thing as having an opinion.
It's adult material, but it's true. This guy says it all, and then a clip of Andrew Tate. Somebody was a cross-dresser, they were a cross-dresser. Someone was gay, they were gay. If someone was straight, they were straight. Nobody had to come out and say they identified as something. It's freaking stupid. So apparently the idea of coming out with your sexuality or gender identity is a new thing that SJW's made up. It's the whole identity thing that needs to be gone entirely. When I grew up, nobody ever had to state what they identify as because it was blatantly obvious. As long as they don't try to force their views on me, we'll always be friends. I also have friends who are gay, trans, etc. I don't treat them any different. Yeah, he's basically just like one of those people who thinks being trans or gay is like a choice, and he thinks trans and gay people are cringe and doesn't want it in his face or whatever. Very cringe stuff, but yeah. I guess this makes the whole situation a bit funnier because he's transphobic, right? Yo, I got the most important piece of info on this situation. For $50,000, you could purchase one 3-minute video of a cartoon version. 3 minutes? Really? One 3-minute video of a cartoon version of you getting seduced by a fictional character with no actual NSFW scenes, or 23's Mars Pattern Warlord Class Titans. Yeah, those fucking Warhammer minis are expensive. $50,000 for 23 pieces of plastic you can paint. That is Warhammer mini collecting in one image right there. Fuck. I hear it's an expensive hobby, guys. I think if I ever get into Warhammer, like, mini painting or whatever, I'm just gonna buy a fucking 3D printer for, like, $400 and then never have to pay for a mini ever again, because otherwise I will, like, pretty much after buying, like, 5 miniatures already surpass the amount I'd spend on a 3D printer, you know? For minis, a resin printer? I see. So much potential fun days worth. Yeah, that's what I hear. Is like, instead of buying minis, you should really just get a 3D printer, because it's like you will within printing 4 or 5 minis, you'll have made your money back on what you would have otherwise spent just buying them, right? Man, I really need a haircut. I've been too lazy and it's too cold. It's too cold to go outside, guys. Anyway. I just think it's even funnier now that we know he's transphobic. It really does make it a lot funnier.